And I was with the Assistant Secretary of State who said, Annie, that's the Russians telling us we're not at war. And she explained to me that Lavrov,
who's the Russian foreign minister,
the Russian foreign minister, when he said on TV, which went over everybody's head, including mine, oh, we notified our American counterparts. What did that mean? Well, what Mallory Stewart, the Assistant Secretary of State, told me was what it meant was that Lavrov rang up the NERC and said, you know, we're launching, and it doesn't have a nuclear warhead.
That was such a big deal. And I don't think the average person understands how big a deal that was. When, I think it was called the Oreshnik.
It was called the Oreshnik.
The Oreshnik was the newest, most modern version of an ICBM, intermediate ballistic missile, IMBM, that the Russian inventory had. We had never seen it deployed. It's never been seen before. And it reminded the whole fucking world, you do not want to go down this road. A ballistic missile is a terrifying, terrifying tool.
Why?
It launches into the atmosphere where it splits into three parts. The rocket, the booster, and then what's known as a MIRV. Almost like imagine a revolver. Take out the piece that holds the bullets of the revolver, and it's called a multiple independently targeted reentry vehicle, MIRV. A warhead sits in each one of those canisters of the revolver, and then it on its own can move in space and then drop warheads in different trajectories. And then those warheads, as they come down from space, not propelled, as they just fall from space, they reach speeds between Mach 2 and Mach 20. And then they come in contact with whatever they're targeted. When there's a warhead on there, that warhead also, it's scheduled to explode at altitude, at surface level or underground, whatever they choose. But there's no stopping that fucking weapon. Once it drops the MIRV, once the MIRV drops the warhead, unless you have some sort of tech that can intercept a Mach 20 to Mach 2 to Mach 20.
Which no one has.
Right. We claim that we have it, but we've never actually tested it, right? We try to intercept the missiles on their trajectory, or at least when they're at their arc, at their precipice.
I don't think we've ever claimed to have that in terminal phase you can take something out.
So I would want to fact check it, but either way. But my point is, when I saw those lines of Mach 20 fire just coming down into Ukraine, I mean, that's the kind of, when I went through nuke school, that's the shit that kept me up at night. It's like, we can't live in a world that does that. And not only did Russia show us we can do that, but they said, we can do this with a new weapon system that we've never seen.
We can do it with a new weapon system, and we're gracious enough to tell you through the NERC this tiny little pathway of diplomacy 30 minutes before we're doing this. And you're going to take us at our word that it doesn't have a nuclear weapon so that we didn't launch on warning.